We're back here at GOMTV.net. I have just casted the greatest best of 3 in my entire life. You're just now joining us here.
It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty epic. Hundreds of years from now, they will still cite that match.
Yes.
Haiva, we were talking about this backstage. We're like, well, this guy actually just knows where he's at.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to win this in a normal game. I do not care. I actually respect that. That's actually...
No, that's totally fine. It's evil, but it's totally fine.
Well, that's what's so funny about calling it evil is that, like, there's actually nothing, like, wrong with it, but you know how people get so mad when they get cheese? And people are like, nah, it's not supposed to work like this. You're not supposed
probably
to do
most people at home were like, that was evil.
Probably, actually. Probably. We're going to go on to our final.
Nothing is. You know what? Here's the thing. There's that type of evil. That's like the drowning a puppy evil. But there's the other type of evil that's actually more evil. It's like the corrupt billionaire evil, which is what Fantasy's build was.
It was too greedy.
Yeah.
We're going to go on to our final best of 3 now. Terran versus Terran with SuperNova against Maru.
Yes, and this
one is
very aggressive players, both of them.
Yeah.
I'm feeling SuperNova though.
I would be really surprised if Maru won, but as somebody who's going to follow patterns in like fantasy and not catch on to that cheese, I have also noticed that the results today have been very weird with Bomber beating Flash.
Yes.
And Haiva, excuse me.
Up is down. Up is down, left is right. Yes. Cats and dogs are friends. What
is going on? What is this parallel universe I've been put into?
Yeah.
No, on this one I'm pretty sure I'm right. I think SuperNova beats Maru.
Look,
SuperNova is much more refined, and I think even as far as production-wise, like mechanically, I think SuperNova is actually better. It's been a common problem with a lot of these Prime Terrans that they just engage at like weird moments. And I mean, they think their control's really good, so sometimes they'll win anyways, but other times you'll see them go in there and I'm like, why would you...
Yeah,
why would you be out in the middle of the map with your army like that?
He's a Marine Prince for a reason. He really does kind of emulate what Marine King kind of started, which a lot of it, you know, Marine King wins through, for instance, micro and just being aggressive all the time and finding holes, but he overdoes it a lot of the time, and Maru overdoes it sometimes, but it's still, you know, it's not. That's not to say there's no merit to it. It's just, there's a lot of overextensions happening. He needs like a knee brace and an arm brace, you know?
Wow. SuperNova is actually super old school, super legit.
Yeah.
I feel like, unlike Bomber, I feel like people don't talk about him or think about him that much, but he's really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this... And, you know, he said in one of the interviews that we saw a while back that he does not... he never actually went to tournaments expecting to win or even gunning to win.
Well,
just to maybe get, like, round of 8. And he said that's one of the things he's changed now is he realized, well, I guess I have to... If I'm going to become a champion, I have to want to become a champion.
You know, it makes sense, too, because if you look at what his standing was as a StarCraft 1 pro, he was a very mediocre, sometimes pops up in Pro League, Protoss.
Yeah.
And I guess when you live in the land of giants that was StarCraft 1 in Korea, you can get into that mindset and not realize that you're one of the best when you go to the new game, StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
Not realize that you actually do have the potential, even though you were just by Sarah.
Look at Nest-T. Look at Nest-T, man. I mean, that was an example of somebody who was considered a failed StarCraft 1 pro gamer, and he had the right attitude and came in and became the best Zerg.
Did you know that just recently Nest-T was top 10 on the Korean GM list?
Really?
Yeah, like he's still kicking, man.
You know the barcodes?
Yes.
For those of you guys who don't know, on the Korean server, they don't use, most of the pro gamers don't use IDs. They just have, what is it, like a lowercase l, capital I, lowercase l. So it looks like a barcode.
Yeah.
And basically it's really hard to actually read who it is. So it's hard to track who's who. Nest-T has all the barcodes written down for who's who.
That's awesome.
Did you know that?
I heard that.
And so if you look at the top 100 on the ladder, it's nothing but barcodes going down.
Pretty much.
But to make a story to top that off, to make that, it's so cool. Right at, I think, rank number 3, I don't know if it's still there, but
it's not.
There's one ID that's on a barcode, and the ID's in Korean. It's Barcode Butcher.
That was the funniest thing ever.
It's the best thing I've ever heard.
It was a few months ago.
This thankless journey. Slaying endless numbers of barcodes.
Good versus evil, once again.
Yes, yes. So our map's going to be Belshire Vestige, excuse me. And I don't have many big expectations for this match. I think this would probably be a pretty normal TVT. probably not a lot of cheeses
Yeah,
between these
I'm not
two.
too sure. It's hard to say when these two face each other. This is not like a huge skill gap. I don't think I really do think SuperNova is a better player than Maru, but I don't think it's one of these situations where it's like a Hive versus a Fantasy, and Maru's just going to be like, I got to choose him out. He's going to kill me. SuperNova doesn't have that air about him.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Again, these guys both very good. I think you'd probably put him in the shadows of these other people we end up casting for you guys. But, SuperNova especially, I think, is somebody that we will be seeing a lot more of deeper in tournaments, Final Fours, stuff like that.
Could be.
He's really good.
Well, let's not forget, Maru won his first match. Like, this guy, if he wins tonight, really good shot at hitting the top.
It's funny, I've been out in Korea for over 5 years now, but I was casting Maru when he was a baby. And he's still really young.
Yep.
How old is he now?
Oh, God, I don't know.
16 or something?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. All right, well, the countdown has started. Get out there, tell your friends to tune in here for our final best of 3 today at the WCS Korea StarLeague Season 2 with our piggyback broadcast at GOMTV.net. And we actually got them all in the game now, so yeah, we'll throw that up on screen in a second. There we go. In the upper left, in the red, young but deadly, he is
Master Maru Prime.
And in the bottom right, in the blue, saying he's going to get to the finals now, he is
Master Azubu SuperNova.
I almost did get my intro out.
All right. So we just got to sit here for a minute and see when their gas timings are, what they're going for. It's really funny. Like, one of these two guys is, I'm almost certain, going to make it into the round of 8. And these are not names you would expect right now with all the Kespa players running amok. Yeah, make it into the round of 8.
Yeah.
Like, I would look at previous seasons before they joined and be like, yeah, SuperNova top 8. No, that's not weird. But right now, it's like, well, you've been playing like you deserve it, but it still feels a bit weird when there's all these names like Flash and Fantasy and Jongbi coming in.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of weird. But it's good too. It's nice to see some of these guys rise up, and we're gonna have a pause. Probably some technical issue here.
Yeah.
If we find out what that is, we'll let you guys know.
Don't expect it though.
Yes. Don't expect us to find out since we're not. The players are not in our studio. So, we're getting a shot. It looks like there was some.
The lights are too bright, I think.
Oh, yeah. I think the same. Like 2 weeks ago, somebody said, yeah, pause. He's like, okay, the light is actually too bright.
Got to be careful with that brightness.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, if you can't see the screen and stuff like that. Usually, at least for this tournament, it's been a pause for the light. Occasionally, because you bind things with the control button, pro gamers will accidentally hit Control S, and then trump the sound, and then freak out and be like, "I lost the sound," and they're like, Control S, and turns back on. He's like, "Oh, sorry." So I think we're going to start this up again pretty soon here.
Yeah, they're going to do the countdown.
So far with the builds, there's nothing out of the ordinary. No proxy or anything like that.
Gas first for Maru, and that's the only thing of any consequence so far.
So we're going to throw that up on screen for you now. We have to count them in so the players are ready. So, yeah, one-on-one map here, like we said. Easy for the Terran to get the second and the third base, obviously. The other bases, it's a little bit trickier.
Maru going for some really quick tech on one base. Now, SuperNova probably will have the faster expansion, but definitely the much slower factory.
Note, nobody scouted so far.
Yeah.
Not that that's bad, but that's just a certain way of playing the game where you're going to do a fairly well-rounded build that should be fine against whatever.
You always got to try to figure out how much intel will you get for how early you send it. Because sometimes you're just like, well, my build doesn't change if I see gas or not in this first little portion,
Yeah, that's a very good point. So for these guys, they're saying, no, not going to move out yet.
Yeah.
Now, I think we're probably just going to go into standard Hellbat dropping.
Yeah, I would imagine.
And then we might never be casting games quite like that again, Artosis.
Yeah, maybe not.
Because the patch is going to... it should fix that. We'll see.
Yeah. 3-shotting a worker is definitely a lot more than 2-shotting a worker. Doesn't sound like it. That's a 50% increase.
So, command center now being built here on the low ground. And, yeah, we're going to have a little bit of downtime here until we see exactly what they're doing. They got to set their base up and everything.
Yeah. Maru looks like he's probably going to open up with a Cloaked Banshee build here. He's getting the starport as well as a tech lab. And for SuperNova, just a much more standard opener. You know, getting his very quick command center down there, even on the low ground. Going to be obviously very easy to scout and get a factory behind it.
He should shut this.
I would hope
Whoa,
so.
God, I was going to say, I hope you shut that.
Yeah, at the last second. You let the SCV have hope, and that's actually the cruelest thing you can do.
That is the cruelest.
SCV was like, oh my God, I'm actually going to make it in. I didn't think this was going to happen. I'm right at the
God, Maru's going to be so proud of me.
The tip of the depot. I'm going to get information. Maybe he'll get a medevac in here and get me out of here. I might make it. And the depot goes up, and 2 Marines pop out, and he dies.
Yeah.
Very
painful. Rough. So, now we have the factory landing over here on the reactor, and Hellions being cranked out. Maru's actually going to go for Banshee with Cloak.
Yep. You know what? You just saw a Bomber do it. Why not? It's like, oh, I'm just going to do that build. It's like, you haven't ever
Flash with this? Takes his builder, throws it in the fireplace.
The fireplace that's at the OGN studio.
The on-game.net fireplace, yeah.
Oh, God, that's so funny. He looks in there, and it's like, he sees Fantasy's keyboard. He's like, oh.
Oh, my God. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that's the funniest thing I've heard all day today. We've said some funny stuff, so. Okay, so the Banshee's going to be out soon.
That's a pretty alright scan. Seeing absolutely everything that's going on.
Yeah, that's a really good scan.
Yeah. That's, well, here comes that Cloaked Banshee. He actually has some Widow Mines on the way, as well as a Viking and an Engineering Bay, and he has his base up way quicker.
Is this mine going to get down? It does.
I tell you, I really like SuperNova's spot here.
Yeah, me too.
It's so superior, I feel.
Start calling him Superior Nova, man. I don't even know why that's funny, but I knew you'd like that.
It's so stupid.
So you can take out those Hellions there. Now the Banshee's coming in here right now, and you know, I don't know how much damage he can do. You got to be very careful with Widow Mines when you're doing stuff like this. Or careful about the Widow Mines, I guess I should say.
Yeah. You gotta be careful about getting in the range of that turret as well, taking quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, that turret can see farther than it can shoot, so.
Throwing the Widow Mine over here. Oh, and he's gonna have to move back. 5 kills. It's more than I thought he was gonna get, but 5 kills and a scan.
Yep. The second Banshee's out here. Almost always the second Banshee doesn't do as much damage as the first one, so that's already a bad sign here for Maru. Uh-oh. I can't believe he was like trying to. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see the middle Widow Mine there.
Huh.
I was like, man, that died so fast.
So right now with Maru, I gotta say I really so preferred what we just saw out of SuperNova, but Maru is being really smart about this and grabbing a 3rd command center right away, because he has like all the tech in the world to not die to any attacks. So
yeah,
he's not too scared about that, and it looks like we're watching Wings of Liberty here, because a cloak attack came, and so SuperNova's getting counter cloak.
Yeah.
Which is a very common old tactic from when Banshees were super popular.
Yeah, counter their cloak with your cloak. SuperNova is got such great defense right now, by the way.
Yeah.
Lucky for Maru, that Raven's a little slow.
Yeah. That's why we say as the crow flies and not as the raven flies.
Exactly. Now, I'll let you wear that one or two.
Hey, you laugh.
I can't follow anything.
That's all I want.
But it's one of those things where I laugh because it's kind of not funny. I'm like, all right. Like,
yeah, you laugh because it's not funny. That makes a lot of sense, Stasis.
The Banshee's coming back now.
I see why you're the handsome one, Stasis.
So, yeah, the Banshee coming up here now. And we're going to have to see how much damage you can do here with the counter-cloaked Banshee.
Yeah. And there's no, I'm looking for turrets and there's none. There are 2 eBays that aren't upgrading though. So
yes.
Whether those, I think he'll probably start those upgrades pretty quickly here. But he's going just Marine tank at the moment. Not as common.
No, definitely not as common.
Mecha's definitely picked up quite a bit.
Now he'll go ahead and cloak up here.
And gets away from that first scan. So this has been reasonably effective so far.
Yeah, their supplies right now dead even, and it should be.
That was an auto turret, by the way.
It was an auto turret.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow, these Widow Mines are doing a very good job.
This is one of the reasons why you don't see Banshees as much early on anymore.
Yeah.
Because if you get there and the Banshee's already burrowed, there's basically no way of knowing if you're just, you know, you might just randomly die.
Very true. And down it goes finally. But he knows exactly what's going on, and SuperNova's going to go mech against this bio play. So we'll see how good his mech play is.
And, yeah, nobody really able to do a lot of damage to the other side here. Been a few scratches and bumps, but that's about it.
Maru got 10 SCVs, SuperNova got 4, so so far more effective harassment, I guess, but he lost more as well.
He lost the Banshees, too.
Yeah. SuperNova just save that cloaked one for now, and ooh, he's trying to run in, but that's not going to work out.
They're going to have to go to the point in time where they just try to secure their third base.
Yeah, this game definitely not going to end before then. Certainly not. Stim and combat shields on the way right now for Maru. He's playing just a very standard style, but we have Hellbats on the way for his opponent, SuperNova. So Hellbats are pretty darn good against Bio. You know, you bring these drops in, and then the drops of the Hellbats come on top of them. It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah. So we got more Hellions now, just moving around. Nobody really even has map control right now, by the way. There's not much.
Yeah.
They're basically just turtling really hard.
Maybe a slight advantage in that area to Maru. As far as SCVs go, very even, 51 to 52. Even enough that I'm not going to tell you who's winning that one. You're going to have to wonder. You're like, well, I think it's Maru. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. If you thought it was Maru, it's SuperNova.
All right, we have Hellbat drop now starting up here. This is one of the TVTs, by the way, that didn't start off right away with Hellbat drops.
Yeah. Definitely
for at least one player.
I think that SuperNova may have gone into quicker ones if he hadn't done the money scan and figured out exactly what was going on.
I'm still laughing about it, finding Fantasy's keyboard in the fireplace. So funny.
It's all melting and twisting and stuff. It's like scorched.
Now, the third command center's up. Now, it used to be that we would see them... What? Go ahead,
He grabs the keyboard out of the fire. And the H, the Y, the V, and both the A keys are missing.
Oh my god. Now, one thing to note is that Terrans oftentimes expanded towards the third base that would be at the top or at the bottom, depending on what your starting location is. But now it's become a little bit more popular to expand to the left or the right, whichever's closer to your main base. I don't know if we're going to see anything like that here. We see it mostly against Zerg so that they can push the Zerg while still defending that base.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit more normal here. In fact, he is floating his command center down towards that bottom left, but he's got to be careful because there's a big group of Maru's units over there, and so far the Hellbat drops really haven't done that much.
All right, the drop coming in here now. The SCV's taking a lot of damage. I just got to put the SCVs get sent into the bunker there.
Yeah. And
he can get the command center here.
And it looks like he's not going to quite be able to do that because of all the Hellions and Hellbats. Not every day you see Hellions and Hellbats working together, side by side.
This is truly a memorable moment.
Yeah.
Now we have by the way, can I put up Maru doing the very prime team unit comp here? Yeah. Going from Marines and Marauders and Medevacs. Where you got SuperNova going from the more traditional Terran comp, which is mostly mech. Sorry, what were you going to say? You were laughing about something.
The Hellions and Hellbats, it kind of heralds back. It reminds me of like Homo sapiens and Neanderthals working together, Tasteless. You think that the Hellbats, the Neanderthals, will win out? Oh, no, 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 no. The speed of those little Hellions, Tasteless, and the nerf that's coming in tomorrow or the next
day. That's right. The Hellions are going to be back.
They're back with their vengeance.
Yeah.
Maybe I wonder some diseases to the Hellbats, and the Hellbats will then just go extinct. Who knows?
You know, I gotta wonder what the function of the Hellbat's going to be after they nerf it.
I think it's going to be
remember when they did
support
this
unit.
Remember when they did this to the Reaper in Wings of Liberty, and then the Reaper was like the best unit in the game, and then they nerfed it, and then like it went away forever.
Yeah, no, I think it's just going to be a support unit. I don't think it's going to change much in the other two matchups. What it does, a little bit more against Zerg, not much against Protoss, but I think it'll definitely still be used with mech and everything because the Verse Light never really comes into play.
That's true. All right, so right now, Maru may actually, if he gets these siege tanks to siege up, because it looks like he's going to attack, he can then pick up and then dart over into the main. So we might see some of that too.
Yeah, nice little snipe there. Good job. I love how SuperNova already has missile turret rings. It's so smart of a play. He has so many missile turrets, it's actually almost comical in the main base.
Yeah. Well, you know, all he has to do, if he's meching like this...
He has 13 missile turrets.
Oh, hold that. I thought we were going to attack. Coming in over here.
Multi-pronged attack coming in, and he does get in there and kill some siege tanks, but he's got to watch out because these Hellbats are here. Pushing forward, trying to pick off yet another siege tank, and throws down that point defense drone. Very strong move, but there's a lot of units left over for Maru.
Yeah, SuperNova spread out a little bit too thin here. I would assuming he's going to go for the third base, but maybe not. Point defense drone again. But there should be just barely enough to still kill up everything SuperNova has.
Yeah, really nice move here by Maru, catching SuperNova a bit too off guard. And
yeah, there were not
coming down. I think this might actually just finish him right now.
All right. This is wow. What? Okay.
Here's the problem. Not enough Hellbats.
Not enough Hellbats, man. He needed some more of those.
Yeah.
And everything would have been fine. That was fun. That was kind of funny. All right, so basically what happened there was SuperNova was actually so spread out, because he should have been able to hold that up, but he was so spread out that it allowed Maru to engage little chunks of SuperNova's army, one by one by one by one, and then that was it. So Maru actually nicely done.
Yeah, his Marine Marauder tank did a great job there. But I am kind of serious with the not enough Hellbats, because normally against busts like that, you'll have a huge Hellbat line to protect your tanks, and oftentimes you'll see someone drop a lot of Hellbats on top of the Bio Army if possible. But SuperNova not quite able to do that there. You know, he had a lot of supply, he was a bit out of position.
Yeah.
Good moves by Maru. SuperNova's definitely going to have to pick it up.
Yeah, SuperNova clearly frustrated by that last game there. We'll see if he can pull it together here. The next map's going to be on Star Station.
Well, Star Station, gonna be a bit of a better map for Bio-type play.
Actually, yeah, Bio's great on Star Station. You can really flank him well.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if Maru goes for that once again.
And you got the mobility on your side, too, with Bio. And even though if you really look hard at Star Station and realize how not mobile you can end up being on that map because of those two slices
I know what you mean,
off the center. So we'll see. But, you know, for Maru's sake, this is actually a map where he's got a good shot of winning.
Yeah. Do you think we'll see Hellbat opener this time?
I think so.
From both or one?
From one.
I think we should see it from both. Why
think
not?
so?
Yeah. But, you know, if Maru wants to go into Bio-tank again, Hellbat transitions a little bit better into mech. So
that's true.
He might skip it. There is that possibility.
Well, we'll see. They're both in the game now requesting to get this started. So it looks like we're going to be doing that. Now, wouldn't it be crazy if Maru won this today? There'd be so many upsets today.
Yeah, that would be three upsets, I would say.
Normally you have like, one upset a day. That makes sense. But, man, 3 upsets. That's crazy.
That would almost make me upset. And then we have 4 upsets.
Oh, no.
The most upset being Artosis.
So, map's now loading up. We're going to see if this young badass Maru can take on SuperNova here. SuperNova has a way better record historically here, so that, again, would be another upset. We'll see, though. We're here at GOMTV.net bringing you the WCS Korea StarLeague Season 2.